Okay, I didn't start right. Okay, so now this is the first one we installing now. So the thing is we have been figured out for the installation is look on the top. So there's joints on the top. So two cables is from back, but the cable itself is not long enough. What they did, they make a connector. This connector from the next generation, we can totally remove those two connectors. Those two connectors has issue is they had a connector says left and right. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Okay, don't believe it. So what you always do, because those cable is from the back. So what you do is don't believe it. Okay, you unplugged. Use multimeter to test it, the continuity from one to identify which cable is which cable. Okay, once you identify, then you put a marker here, left or right. In the front, you also make the right, left, and right. Don't switch on the machine. What you're gonna do? You switch on the machine. There's a possibility is something gonna burn. Okay. Okay. Another thing is so on the motherboard. If you see there is an error light, which means the motherboard is totally gone. So before you switch on the machine, so here I'm gonna give you a little bit of guideline which cable you should trace. It's not much cable, so I counted all of the cable together. I'm talking about the wire cables, not this one, this ribbon cables. So it's 10 of them. So we're gonna starting from here. One, I'm gonna say number one, you must read it what it says. I cannot take pictures for you. And this is number two. Identify the color of the cables. Also identify the cables. This is number two. This is number three. And this is number four. And this is number five. And then you got the three very similar one is hiding here. Number seven, number eight. Number six, number seven, and number eight. And just double check where you have been doing. This one is something like a P2, P1, P0, and then we get it. Okay, this cable. This cable is actually a power cable to power up the motherboard, and you must pay attention. The wire connections here, the wire connections here. Okay, look, you must check everything is the same as what on the photo because this one has been set up the working. The cable itself, you must double check, is the same setting and work. Remember, there's two pins underneath, there's nothing plugged. So all of this plug is sitting on the over top. So there's underneath two pins, it's nothing plugged. Okay, there's last one. This is, I believe, is number 10. Number 10 is sitting on the carriage board. Okay, so here we have cable, full identical cable, but the slot is different. You must remember this one is, let me read for you, as called, this is JPD, from right to the left, JPA, JPB, JPB, JPD, and from here you're gonna connect it to, the first one on the right is goes underneath here is JPA, here. This is JPA, JPB, JPC, JPD. So you must look at which cable to go to where. So this is A, and it's coming to here for the A. And this one is B, is coming to the second row as B. And this one is C, and it's coming to the third row of the C. It's called JPC. And this one is JPD. So it's gonna go to the over the bottom called JPD. Okay, so make sure, and most important, before you switch on the machine, make sure, number one, this one, you must unplug it. Identify in the front which one is which one. So if you want to mark this one as right, then you must make sure you unplug this one and test continuity in the front to identify with right. Then in the front, you also mark on the cable says right, and you put the right connectors. And this one, then you unplug it, test continue in the front, and you find the left, you mark it. And then in the front, you put the right connectors. Remember, those are most important. This one kills lots of the motherboard. It's gonna kill the motherboard if you believe whatever says on the machine. Don't believe it, test yourself. This is the most important thing. Next thing is you must double check all of the wires. As I said on the video, you must check these wires. Number 1, left and right. Number 2, check all of the wires, the plug is right and everything, and then switch on the machine. Switch on the machine, and to see all of the lights flash right. Remember, in the front, the carriage had a cable tie. You must untie it, otherwise the carriage is gonna move on left, right. Okay. Then the rest of it gonna be the same.